The tranquility of southern Brazil was recently shattered by an uninvited guest, a cyclone of unparalleled fury. This tempestuous visitor arrived without warning, unleashing its destructive power on the unsuspecting populace. The state of Rio Grande do Sul bore the brunt of this cataclysm, with the cyclone leaving a trail of desolation in its wake. The town of Mucam was particularly hard hit. Once a thriving community, Mucam was reduced to a ghost town overnight, its streets silent but for the mournful whisper of the wind. The death toll rose steadily as the storm raged on, with the numbers climbing from 20 to 25 and then to over 30. The exact count remains uncertain, as the relentless storm made it difficult for rescue teams to reach the affected areas. But the cyclone's wrath was not confined to the loss of human life. Thousands were displaced from their homes, forced to seek refuge in shelters, their lives uprooted in an instant. The storm then proceeded to inundate the region with torrential rain, causing severe flooding. Rivers swelled beyond their banks, swallowing up entire neighborhoods and leaving a swath of destruction in their path. In the face of such devastation, it's easy to feel a sense of despair. But even as the storm raged on, the resilient spirit of the people of Mucam and Rio Grande do Sul began to shine through. Amidst the wreckage and ruin, they banded together, determined to rebuild their lives and their community. The cyclone left a trail of devastation, but the spirit of the people remained unbroken. Their resilience in the face of such adversity is a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. As we continue to explore the impacts of this disaster, let us not forget the strength and courage of those who were affected, and the enduring hope that fuels their recovery. Behind the statistics are real people, their lives upended by this calamity. As the cyclone raged through southern Brazil, families were ripped apart, homes were washed away, and entire communities were left in ruins. The city of Mucam, once vibrant and full of life, now bears the scars of the storm's wrath, with over 85% of the city submerged and hundreds of residents still missing. In the face of such devastation, the human spirit shines the brightest. In the aftermath of the cyclone, stories of courage, resilience, and unity began to emerge. Neighbors helping neighbors, strangers becoming lifelines, and communities banding together to rebuild and recover. One such story is that of Maria, a single mother of 3 from Mucam. As the floodwaters rose, Maria managed to get her children to safety on the rooftop of their home. Despite losing everything they owned, Maria remains hopeful, her spirit unbroken. She believes in the strength and resolve of her community and is determined to rebuild her life brick by brick. Across southern Brazil, similar stories of resilience abound. Despite the loss and heartache, the people remain hopeful, their spirit undeterred. They stand together, united in the face of adversity, drawing strength from each other, and finding hope in the darkest of times. The people of southern Brazil, though battered, are far from broken. Their spirit of resilience is a testament to their courage and determination. Amidst the rubble and the ruins, there is a sense of hope, a belief that together they can overcome any obstacle, no matter how insurmountable it may seem. Their strength lies not in the buildings that stand, but in the hearts that beat within them. The people of southern Brazil, though battered, are far from broken. In the face of adversity, the unity and resilience of the Brazilian people shone through. The response to the cyclone was swift and expansive. Rescue operations were set into motion involving hundreds of firefighters, military police, and civil defense personnel. These brave individuals risked their own lives to save others, navigating through torrential rain and winds, floods, and landslides. The town of Mucam, heavily affected with over 85% of the city flooded, saw hundreds of people being rescued from rooftops. Helicopters were deployed to reach isolated areas, a testament to the determination to leave no one behind. Amidst the chaos and devastation, the government stepped in to provide aid and express solidarity. Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva offered federal assistance, pledging to extend all necessary support to the affected population. This was not just a promise of financial aid, but a commitment to stand shoulder to shoulder with those affected, to help them rebuild their lives and their cities. But the response was not limited to the government and the official rescue teams. Ordinary citizens, neighbors, and community members also stepped up, showing remarkable spirit and unity. They opened their hearts and their homes, providing shelter to the displaced, sharing food and resources, and offering a comforting word or a shoulder to lean on. They showed that in the face of a disaster, the human spirit can rise above the floodwaters. Other organizations also joined the relief efforts, Non-governmental organizations, local charities, and international aid organizations provided much-needed resources, from food and water to medical supplies and temporary shelters. They worked hand in hand with the government and the local communities, reinforcing the collective effort to overcome this tragedy. Even in the darkest hours, the flame of solidarity burns bright. The response to the cyclone in southern Brazil is a testament to this, a beacon of hope in the midst of devastation. It's a reminder that when we stand together, there's no adversity we cannot overcome. As the floodwaters recede, the full extent of the cyclone's impact becomes painfully clear. Entire towns such as Mucum are left unrecognizable, with buildings swept away and lives irrevocably altered. The death toll, initially estimated at 20, now stands at nearly 40, a grim testament to the cyclone's ferocity. The recovery process is underway, with rescue operations involving hundreds of firefighters, military police, and civil defense personnel tirelessly working to reach those still isolated by the disaster. The Brazilian president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, has expressed solidarity and offered federal government assistance, a beacon of hope for the thousands displaced. Yet this tragic event is more than just a natural disaster. It is a stark reminder of the consequences of climate change and unchecked urbanization. The increased frequency and intensity of storms like the cyclone that ravaged southern Brazil are a clear indication of our changing climate. In this context, the devastation in Rio Grande do Sul is not an isolated incident, but rather part of a worrying global trend. Unchecked urbanization too has played its part. Poorly regulated home building in vulnerable areas has left communities at a heightened risk of flooding and landslides. This, coupled with the adverse effects of climate change, has created a recipe for disaster. Moving forward, it is clear that there are lessons to be learned. Addressing climate change and implementing smarter urban planning must be at the forefront of our agenda. By doing so, we can mitigate the risks associated with such extreme weather events and better protect our communities. The cyclone has left a lasting mark, but it has also highlighted the urgency of addressing the underlying issues that exacerbate such disasters. In the face of adversity, it is our ability to learn, adapt, and overcome that truly defines us. The cyclone in southern Brazil was a catastrophe of epic proportions. It brought with it a deluge of rain and wind, leaving in its wake a trail of destruction. However, amid the ruins, we witnessed the remarkable resilience of the Brazilian people. From the flooded streets of Rio Grande do Sul to the devastated town of Mucum, the spirit of unity and perseverance shone brightly. This tragedy has once again proven that the people of southern Brazil, and indeed all of Latin America, are defined not by the challenges they face, but by their indomitable will to overcome them. Despite the devastation, the spirit of the people of southern Brazil remains unbroken, a testament to their resilience and their unyielding determination to rebuild and move forward.